Hello, I am book lover Lorna. Now, kids, I assume that you've already watched the first vlog of my 7 books in 7 days, reading 7 books in 7 days. If not, go and watch that now. It's one of them, you're in for the long haul. You know, put it on while you're eating your dinner, while you're cooking. It doesn't need your full and undivided attention, it's a background kind of video, and this one is exactly the same. Now, it was supposed to be one big vlog, but I haven't seen anyone this week, and the whole 7 days, essentially, I've just been reading and filming for the 7 books in 7 days video, and I have about 2.5 hours of footage. By the way, this is Lorna on day 7, so I'm coming to you from the future. Now, I was like, I cannot upload a 2.5 hour video to YouTube. No one's gonna watch it. No one. Absolutely no one. Well, my mum might, but that's it. So I am gonna have to split them into 2, which I did a poll and you guys said that you were ready. You were gonna watch it, the second one. So, I mean, I hope that means you're gonna watch the first one as well. So essentially, we're splitting this into 2. Day 1, 2 and 3 were in the first vlog, and then this video is going to be day 4, 5 and 6. So I guess without further ado, I will, let the footage roll. But just so you're aware, some of these things, I didn't know I was going to have to be splitting it, so I make reference to things that happened in the last vlog because I thought that it was one big video. It's just, don't hurt me. I can only blame myself. Anyway, enjoy the video. Another day of no makeup. My skin is not greasy. This is just what it looks like when I've got moisturiser on. So don't hate on my look. Right, okay, so this morning I have started, this bookmark's kind of starting to get on my nerves now. I'm just looking at my other bookmarks. I have started The Existence of Amy by Lana Grace Reaver. I think that's how you say it. So this was sent to me in exchange for a review on Amazon, so that is what I will be doing. Obviously, I am kind of at the moment reviewing on Instagram, and then I'll post my reviews to, you can't see because of the glare on my glasses, my reviews to Amazon and, my mind's gone blank, where else? Goodreads, obviously Goodreads, oh my goodness. Yeah, so I've done 2 half-an-hour stints this morning. This is not a massive book, this is 280 pages, 281, so 280. But it's quite large writing. I don't know if you can see, it's spaced out quite a lot. Well, the line spacing is large, it's not large writing. Well, it kind of is. So 280 pages in this. I've done 2 half-an-hour stints this morning, and I've already read to 148. So I'm doing this one quite quickly, which is good. I kind of want to sit down and finish a book earlier in the day, like I said, so that I can just, do other stuff. But I do have other stuff to do today. I need to sort out some cupboards and stuff like that. I need to sort out my wardrobe. So I have got going a little bit earlier today. Well, I did actually set an earlier alarm today. It wasn't that early, but, we can't win them all. Can we believe how shiny my face looks? Is the light, you wouldn't believe it, it's like grey outside. So I'm going to do a little bit of video editing in a second. I need to get ahead with the video editing ready for when I go back to work. But what I did think is that I didn't tell you, well actually I've only just written it so I can't have told you, my review for Uncoupling by Lorraine Brown, the one that I read yesterday, and you will have seen probably about 2 minutes ago. Right, okay. Let me read you my review. This felt like an easy read bit of escapism. At times I felt like a tourist in Paris and like I was joining Hannah on her journey around the city. I did struggle with her self-deprecating nature and dislike Sai as a result, but that felt less prominent as the story went on. In the current times, this book did feel like you're on a holiday of your own. We can all wish, right? And its outside of the box storyline keeps you gripped. 4 stars. So that's my review. We've learned at this point that I'm not great at reviewing. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's good, or oh, I didn't like it. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll do a little bit of editing now, and then maybe some sorting, maybe another another half an hour stint and I would be, you know, like 40, 50 pages away from finishing. So maybe 45 minutes to an hour left of finishing this book, which kind of makes me just want to sit down and do it. But I know I should get some other stuff done first. So I'll do that. Do you know what? I think the thousands of pounds that it would cost for me to get laser eye surgery would be worth it purely for this. Is that not annoying? That is so annoying. Okay, anyway, I finished this book. I finished it. I haven't done the chores things, but it is only like 3 o'clock. So I have finished this in my little pit on the sofa, and I will do some chores in a minute. That's fine. I need to like post an Instagram pic and a review first. But this one I'm giving 4 stars. I did really quite enjoy it. At first, I was a bit like, whoa, this is heavy. And it is a very heavy book, but I think it kind of helps that it's page-wise not too long. Should I do something about this hair? I think I should. So yeah, it's, you know, page-wise, it's not that long. And I think the fact that it's basically about Amy, who has got OCD, I would really say anxiety as well. She's susceptible to depression. And it's basically like how she's getting through day-to-day life and the struggles that she faces with her job and everything like that. And it's really quite, it's from Amy's perspective, so it is very, very heavy. Is that better? No, not really. Okay. And it's from Amy's perspective, so it is very, very deep in that she, you know, you're inside her head essentially of what she's thinking, what she's feeling, of what is written down anyway. What she lets herself think, what she lets herself say. There's, you know, what activities she lets herself be part in. It is really quite heavy, and essentially she's got these friends at work. Some of them understand, some of them don't. She obviously is not really that open about it all. But there is this work trip, and it's all the way over to Australia, and a lot of her and her work friends go together. And it's kind of her facing her challenges and everything. There are some other bits. There is a little bit of a romantic interest, and then it's kind of what happens subsequently from there and where her mental health goes. And it's very, like I say, it's very heavy. It is very, very deep. Like, you can't really, if you're not in like a semi-okay place, you're not going to be able to read it. You need to be kind of okay, you know, in the middle, drifting along, or like on your game. The mental health aspects is quite good. I mean, the mental health aspects are, you do feel them personally. And I am quite interested actually, because OCD is not a mental condition that I suffer with. I have no experience of it. As far as I'm aware, I don't really know anyone that suffers with OCD. Obsessive compulsive disorder, I think we all know that. And I'd be interested to know how close this is to what an OCD sufferer actually lives with. You know, is this, I don't know the history of the writer. I don't know if she has personal experience with this, or, you know, close experience with family, friends, or anything like that. But I would be quite interested to know how close this is to real life, essentially, and what it's actually like. So this is my little Goodreads review for the minute. This is such a powerful story about the inward struggles of someone with OCD. Amy has to put so much more into her day to get to the end of it than a person without mental illness. This will make you feel like you want to give her a huge hug and tell her everything will be okay. Obviously, even though as a reader you understand that she wouldn't be able to accept that hug, but you just want to give it to her anyway. Lana Grace Reever's writing really does expose a new layer of understanding mental health. So that's what I've got at the moment. I do need to put a review on Amazon as well, and then I will post a little review on Instagram tomorrow. But yeah, I definitely recommend reading this if you're kind of intrigued about mental health. Obviously this is fiction. It is a fictitious exploration of mental health, mental well-being. It is very much cocooned in its own being, because it is from Amy. This is called The Existence of Amy. So it's from Amy's perspective. It's in the first person. So it is very much, this is what she feels, this is where she's at, and there's no kind of outward perspective of it, which I guess is quite interesting because you can see how much her life really is wrapped around this existence that her brain tells her that she has to have, and that this is the way that things have to be done, and she needs to do this so that bad things don't happen, etc, etc. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I very much do recommend that you give this one a read. Something that I have failed to mention this week, because I haven't read any of it, is that I am in January also reading Barack Obama's A Promised Land, but I didn't read any last week, and I haven't read any this week so far as I'm doing this reading vlog thing. Seven books in 7 days. Nobody's got time for that if you're doing 7 books in 7 days. So essentially I haven't read any of it, but I obviously will not be finishing this in January because, whoa, my bookmarks fell out. I'm on chapter 5, which I don't even think is 100 pages in. No, it's 82 pages, 81 pages into the book. So I am supposed to be reading this at the moment, but it's just kind of sitting and chilling at the moment. I do actually find that because I'm on furlough at the moment, when I'm at work, this is actually a lot better for me because I'm listening to the audiobook as well at the same time. It's actually better for me to have like an hour of it to get me sleepy when I've had a day at work. I mean, I'm always sleepy, but to get me to actually fall asleep. So obviously I'm not being at work, so I haven't really needed this to get me off to sleep or anything. Just to, you know, kind of unwind my brain and everything. So hopefully when I'm back at work, I'll get back to that. And to be quite honest, I would do a few chapters this week, but considering how much I'm trying to read this week, it's not really viable, is it? So yeah, just so you're all aware, I am supposed to be reading that as well, and that is on my Goodreads, kind of currently being read, but just haven't made any progress on it recently. I don't know how the rest of my day is going to plan out. It's 3 o'clock now. I want to put on the radio, do some sorting of cupboards, my wardrobe and everything like that, and then, I mean, potentially I could start another book today. I do kind of want to get ahead. Yeah, I kind of want to get ahead of my reading game so that I'm not quite so stressed about my 7 books in 7 days. It would be nice to get a little bit ahead. Tomorrow / what I start next will probably be a NetGalley read. Maybe a NetGalley read, or I have got one. It'll definitely be one on my Kindle app on my iPad. I think a NetGalley one because I've got 2 that come out the first week of February, I think. So I might read one of those. I should read one of those, but we'll see. This book was a little bit shorter. Like I said, this one was only 280 pages, so I read... Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you my time. So it took me, I think it was 1 hour 45 minutes, which is damn good. So 1 hour 45 minutes, quickest book I've read so far. Each one is actually getting quicker. I'm not sure whether I'm picking skinnier books each time. Knife Edge was 3 hours 45. We Just Clicked was 3 hours 30. Uncoupling was 2 hours 20. Existence of Amy, 1 hour 45. So we're at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a quarter, 11 hours and 20 minutes. Don't come for me if that maths is wrong. 11 hours and 20 minutes so far. Feels like a lot more than that. Feels like all I've done is read. It's so weird how, like, doing a lot of reading in one day really can feel like it takes up your entire existence for that day. Like, I feel like it's all I've done, but it's not, because that's, you know, over the period of, what we are now, day 4, or we're more than halfway now, 11 hours, 20 minutes is not that big a chunk of time. But I guess, I don't know, because I'm filming as well, editing, it, I guess, kind of eats up a good chunk of your time. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like I've done a lot else. I have, but I guess this has been the standout part of what I've been doing, so, yeah. That was good mango. Now, I am currently waiting for an event to start. So this is an author's talk with Holly Bourne, hosted by RBWM Libraries. I'm sure that there is probably a longer version of that. Let's see if it's in my emails at all. I saw this like advertised on Instagram, I think I want to say. What's this? Meet author Holly Bourne. Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's just going to be her chatting about her books, about all the things that she writes about, really. She writes about a lot of different issues, particularly like teen issues and everything. Sorry, I need lip balm. So I imagine it's going to be kind of just like a chat kind of thing. I've never done like a thing on this kind of, you know, internet events before. So this is on Teams, so I've had to figure out how to use that, which took me about 10 minutes until I realised that I just had to press log in anonymously and it would let me, rather than trying to charge me, because I don't need that. So yeah, it's going to be with Holly, and hopefully it'll be really good. I guess I'll be able to tell you more after, once I know what it's actually about. I was just like, oh, I like her, I'll show up to that kind of thing. I have just done 30 minutes of reading, so I've started another book. So this one I've started a day early, oh my goodness. So I read 19% in half an hour, so that's quite good. So what are we talking? 2.5 hours to read this one, maybe 2 hours. So this is Love Spells and Other Disasters by Angie Barrett, which looks like so. I personally think it is one of the cutest covers, book covers. I think it's lovely. I really get rubbish once we get to this part of the day, don't I? So this is not out until the 1st of February, which by the time you see this video, it will have been out a couple of days. I'm just looking at my video schedule. It will be out in a few days. Oh, look how sad my aloe vera looks. I have this thing where I have a lot of aloe vera. Basically, in IKEA a couple of years ago, I bought 2 aloe veras and they had all the babies. So I took all the babies out, repotted them and everything. And at one point I had like 20 aloe veras. So I gifted quite a few of them to like family and friends and stuff like that. And now the ones that I've got left, I've still got, to be quite honest, I've still got like 12, 15, something like that. Some of them are really sad. I don't know whether they've not had enough sunlight or what, but like, so for example, this one here is massive, but he's floppy. So I've put him in this window thinking maybe he could do with some more sunlight. Not that the sun is amazing at the moment anyway. That is a really strong branch. So he's kind of leant up against the side of the window so that he can have a little bit of strength. This one is really strong. This one always lives in the window. He's really happy, but I don't even know what's going on here. Like, you need to stand up, sir. Stand up, please. Stay. So yeah, anyway, aloe vera. Yeah, so Holly Bourne, if you don't know about her, let me see if I can get her favourite book. Well, my favourite book of hers, there it is actually the first one that I ever read. So it's The Places I've Cried in Public. I've actually got a super pretty edition, and it's got embossed teardrops and everything on the front. And basically her books kind of touch quite well on mental health, teen mental health, all those kinds of issues. I definitely recommend giving this one a read. I've also read the Spinster series, and then what was the one that I read last week? Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes? That one wasn't really for me. It was okay, but it wasn't really for me, but this is definitely my favourite of hers. So I definitely recommend giving this a read. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for the event to start, eat my mango, and snuggle with my blanket, because I just washed this and I took it out the tumble dryer and it's so nice and cosy. So I'm making the most of that before it cools down. And I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm tired. We'll see. Not sure. I'll come back to you.
But before I wrote books, I spent about 5 to 6 years working for a youth charity, helping young people mainly with their mental health problems and with their relationship issues. Do you have depression? Do you have OCD? Do you have anxiety? Do you have a borderline personality disorder? These sort of labels. And they said, we want to change this question to what happened to you? What has happened? What is the story of your life? And if you look at the story of your life, with these problems that you have and these struggles that you face and this sort of daily hell that you live through because your brain is just bullying you all the time, like, does that actually make sense? And I just remember seeing this slide and it just sort of changed everything. I was like, this is so important. We need to start looking at the trauma in people's lives and their stories of what happened to them.
The event has just finished, so I can tell you a bit about it now. So it was kind of based around We Are All Lemmings and Snowflakes, or Are We All? I can't remember if it's Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes. My dyslexia is just too much, honestly. Which, like I said, wasn't kind of the book for me, but Holly talked about, it's basically about mental health and spreading kindness and how that could potentially improve mental health if everyone is like extra kind to each other. It's Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes ? And essentially Holly just talked about the fact that mental health is not something that you just get. It stems from other things as well. There are things such as poverty, childhood experiences, trauma in life, even things like loneliness. Lol, 2020. That can lead to mental illness. Something as simple as loneliness, because we all need, human interaction and everything. And obviously there's these much bigger things, which some things you wouldn't expect to happen in this country, but it does, that can lead to poor mental health. And the fact that there are I think it's 1 in 4 of us will be mentally unwell at some point in our lives, but I think Holly said that that's going up to 1 in 2, so 50% of people, which is just mad. I don't know whether that's because it's more recognised now and more understood, potentially, it's not that understood, but than where it used to be, I don't know. But yeah, Holly was talking about we want to read for happiness, where, like I just said, where these mental health issues can come from and how to kind of overcome them and the reason why we get them, going back just a little bit. I'm just trying to recap what she went through. We've all got these kind of things which we tell ourselves which are negative, and sometimes you don't even realise that you're doing them. You're just like, oh, I can't do that because, I'm bad at this, I'm bad at that, I'm this, I'm that. When you try and actually think of it on the spot, it's quite hard. But we've all got them. So this is a really poor example, but I'm a gym bunny and I will, I go to the gym regularly, I lift weights, I have kind of goals that I want to reach. But in my head, I'm like, oh, you can't reach that because you're not consistent enough in the gym. You're not one of those people who goes 6 days a week. So in my head, I kind of get that. So therefore, I'll never push myself hard enough to get it. That's not the same. That was just an example that I just thought of there. That's not the same as mental health, but you can see where the kind of parallels would be. You would say something about yourself, even if you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, you're ugly, then you start to believe it because you're saying it about yourself so much. And the more you say these things, the more they stick. So you have to, basically, the book, Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes, talks about the fact that you have to kind of switch that around. So instead of looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I'm really ugly, you should be like, oh, I'm really beautiful. And if you keep saying that enough, your brain might start to just think it because it's hearing it. And you can't just, say it in your mind. You've got to say it out loud, because the more you hear it, that switch goes in your brain and you start to have these more positive thoughts rather than these more negative thoughts, which obviously I'm well aware that's not the fix for mental health. I completely know that is not the fix for, poor mental health, and when you're in that rut and everything and you're in a bad place, that is not how you fix it. I honestly don't know how you fix it. But yeah, so she talked about coping strategies. It's not just about putting on a face mask and, pampering yourself. It's more than that. It goes deeper than that. That's a very, not shallow as in egotistical, but that's a very shallow layer of it. That picture where you've got this big old iceberg and there's the water, and the face mask is the little point on top, and then there's this huge bit underneath of everything else that could, keep you on top of your mental well-being and everything like that. So yeah, it was really kind of interesting to hear Holly speak. She is kind of very good at understanding mental health and putting that across in YA books. She does do adult contemporary books as well, but I think there are a lot of people who wouldn't read YA fiction, which is young adult fiction, so kind of like teen, late teen. They're written for that kind of audience. A lot of people won't read those books because they think that, oh, I'm an adult, I'm too old for this, you know. But these books are so good, and quite often they do touch on subjects that are a little bit more sensitive, and as an adult you can take on even more, and they are incredibly well written. They are not beneath you, and at the end of the day you can learn a lot more about yourself, I think, because there are a lot of... I think contemporary adult fiction comes in with the stance of, oh, you know, this is something that you could learn, but it's someone else is doing it. It doesn't really affect you. But YA fiction, the way that Holly writes it, can be quite interesting in the way that I think it might be because teenagers, even though we think they're less likely to listen, I actually think that they do take on quite a lot. Only speaking from kind of my own understanding, and I'm only 20, how old am I? 24. I just had a birthday. I'm not that far out of kind of teenagehood, and I think you think that teenagers don't listen. They do. They take on a lot. They are sponges, and I think that's why a lot of YA fiction can touch on quite kind of hard-hitting stuff, and for it to be taken on board. And I think the way that it's written, because teenagers will take things on board. They might not listen to their parents or whatever. They want to be rebellious, but they will take these things on board because it's not being forced down their throat, you know. If they want to read and they want to read, no one's going to stop them reading, you know. Well, some people will try, but that's a different story. Well, not story, but, you know, a side vent. So I think realistically, reading YA books as an adult, which obviously, you know, I'm 24 years of age, I'm an adult, I read a lot of YA and I get quite a lot of enjoyment out of it, and they are really strong, powerful books. You do learn a lot about yourself, question your own thought processes. Obviously, not all YA books are around hard-hitting topics, like Holly's are. You know, some of them are literally, you know, boy meets girl kind of stories, which is absolutely fine. I love those books as well, absolutely love them, and they're still just as good because they're just really enjoyable. But yeah, I definitely recommend giving one of Holly's books a go. Like I say, my favourite one is All the Places I've Cried in Public. I've got, what one of hers have I not read yet? I've got one for the movies on my shelf, which I am yet to read. I haven't got Pretending, and I've got the yearbook on order, which comes out in May, I think. I've got that on order with Waterstones, so that will just get posted out to me when it gets released, which is exciting. But yeah, I've read, was it five of her books now. So I've read the Spinster trilogy, I've read Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes, and then Places I've Cried in Public. Yeah, that's 5. So that was a super interesting talk, and now I've just rambled on at you, and I've probably not made any sense. So, and I guess we'll soon see whether any of my ramblings just made sense or whether I just talked crap for 5-10 minutes. We'll soon see, won't we? But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any more reading this evening. What time is it? My mum's texted me. So today I posted my Disney puzzle collection video on my YouTube channel. It actually only went up a few hours ago because I am obsessed with Disney. So please go and watch that video if you love Disney also. And my mum has texted me, I didn't realise you had so many Disney puzzles, and then 3 laughing faces. Oh mum, little do you know, because we live over 100 miles apart, she does not know some of the extent of my Disney love. She does, because she's taken me to Disney. Like, she's the reason that I've been to Disney so many times. But she doesn't know about all the things that I buy on eBay which are Disney related. Oops! And she'll also watch this clip and probably text me at the time that she watches this clip. So, hi mum. But yeah, I'm not sure what else I'm going to do now. It's 8:45. I might just watch an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I kind of want to have some chocolate. I'm trying not to have chocolate because, you know, skin. But I did have my mango, and I did have 4 pink wafers while I was watching that event because I was in a pink wafer mood when I went to Asda this week, and pink wafers are quite cheap. So I bought myself a packet, so I've just eaten 4 of those, which were nice. And now I kind of want some chocolate, but that's just because I've been eating like a cream egg or a caramel egg every single night this week. I'm going to a bad habit, and I need to stop that. So I need to find something else to kind of keep me busy so that I don't have even more chocolate and create a really, really bad habit. I guess I will see you tomorrow for day 5, is it? Is it day 5? We're doing well. I mean, you can see, I mean, I think I'm kind of deteriorating as we go on. This is not the best look I've ever had. I mean, this light is, I don't know whether this light is helping or hindering that I've got going on over here. But we're doing well for the reading bit. Obviously, I'm a little bit ahead now, 20% ahead. So it would depend tomorrow whether, once I finish that book, whether I start a new one. I don't know. What day is it tomorrow? Okay, it'll be Thursday, which is day 5 for this because I started this video on a Sunday. But we shall see. I don't know what other plans I have for tomorrow at the moment. I guess just reading, which is what my plans are every day. Lockdown part 3. I think that's just the motto for lockdown part 3. Reading every day. Every day I'm reading. You know, like every day I'm shuffling, but every day I'm reading. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to stop this here. Good night. See you tomorrow. What day is it? Is it day 5? I think it's day 5. No concept of time anymore. I think it's day 5. Welcome to day 5 of reading 7 books in 7 days. So far we're doing well. I feel like I'm on a TV news broadcast. Today we have found that reading is no longer fun. I'm kidding. Reading is still fun. Last night I did start another book, so I got myself a little bit ahead. That's the first time that I've started a book before its numbered day. So I started book 5 before day 5. Would you believe it? What a rebel, I know. So I started Love Spells and Other Disasters by Angie Barrett, aka the book with the cutest, prettiest cover. So far, I'm at 55%, which has taken me 2 hours, although I don't feel like I read 2 hours of it. I don't know whether I've typoed there. I did like a little bit before dinner, and a little bit when dinner was cooking. Did I do any after dinner? I can't remember while I was waiting for the event. If I rewatched my footage, I'd probably know what I said. And then I did 45 minutes this morning. So we're at 2 hours at the moment, 55%. If I go on the Kindle app, this is a NetGalley book, by the way. It comes out 4th of February, I want to say 4th of Feb. Does it tell me on Goodreads? It says 1st of February on Goodreads. Beginning of Feb it comes out. So on my Kindle app it does say that I've only got like an hour and 20 minutes left, so we'll soon see. I'm enjoying it. It's quite good. It's basically about this girl. I don't know how old these teenagers are. Definitely teenagers. They're in school. They kind of seem advanced, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like teenagers have advanced since I was one. Like I said, it wasn't that long ago. I said last night it's not that long ago since I'm a teenager, but I feel like they're just like living their adult lives way before I was. I mean, I didn't even start wearing makeup until I was like 12, 11, 13. And they're all like, well, I mean, that does sound really young now that I'm saying it. But when I say I was wearing makeup, we're talking those like lipstick sticks that were like, you had a green one and you had a concealer colour one. And they were like lipsticks and you just kind of went like that and then just kind of, and they must have looked awful. But these kids are going the whole haul, you know, the whole hog even, with all the expensive makeup. But anyway, it's essentially about this girl, Rowan, and she has to have a project at school, like an economics project, I think it is. And she gets put with this girl who she doesn't like. They don't love each other. And this girl's idea is to make like love spells and like sell them to, you know, all the girls and everything in the school, so that they make money essentially for this charity, I think it is, part of the project. And they actually start coming true. So they're like actual real spells. So it's kind of cute because it's a little bit of kind of high schooly. It is very American. Kind of high school. There's a bit of romance in there, a bit of magic. It's kind of believable, but not believable at the same time. So I'm quite enjoying that. Like I say, 55% of the way through. As you can see, I'm going for a run in a minute. All in my running clothes. Don't want to go for a run, but shall I? Yes, I shall. It looks grim outside, but I need to do this morning because apparently it's going to be even more grimmer this afternoon. So I don't want to be running in the rain. I can run in the rain, but I just don't feel like it. So if I get it over and done with, then I can spend the rest of the day reading. I did watch an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last night, and I need to stop watching that before I go to bed because I can't sleep. I'm too much of a scaredy cat. But yeah. That's a massive seagull. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's where we're at. I will be going for my run in a short moment. I just need to do some stretching before I head out, and then come back, have a shower, and I guess finish the book. I've only got an hour and 20 minutes left, and it's not exactly like I've got a lot to conquer. I could get ahead. I mean, I'm already ahead, but I kind of just want a day of less reading. That's so bad, isn't it? Here's your title. Bookworm wants to spend less time reading. It's a travesty, but we move. Anyway, I shall now... Oh, this would have been a much better place to sit, wouldn't it? I don't know if I'm like a ghostly pale here. But anyway, I will go and do my stretches now, and I'll see you later. That was my thigh. I didn't think it would make quite that much noise. Goodbye. It turns out I didn't miss the rain. The second that I stepped outside, the second that I stepped outside, I realised that it was like that really fine, misty rain that gets you like super wet. So I turned around, and after about 5 steps, and came in and put my contact lenses in because you can't wear glasses when you're running because if they're wet, if it's raining. Oh my god, my brain just doesn't work. You can't wear glasses if you're running in the rain because you'll just get like a ton of rainwater on your glasses and you literally can't see where you're going. You spend more time trying to faff around wiping your sleeve on your glasses, which doesn't work because your sleeve is wet as well. So it's just not worth the faff. So I came back and put my contact lenses in and got rained on the whole time. Did 6 kilometres though, so that's good. You guys can see that my face at the end of my run matches my body warmer, which is supposed to just keep me warm. But I don't know if you can see, but that is soaking wet. And that's not sweat, that's rain. I mean, I am very sweaty, but it didn't get my phone wet, so that's fine. But yeah, that was a very wet, soggy run. And I'm really gonna look forward to a bath right now. I just need to do some stretching and have my electrolyte drink because else I get headaches because I do so much sweating. I'm a very sweaty person, so I do a lot of sweating when I run. And if I don't have my electrolyte drink, I just get headaches the rest of the day. So have that, do some stretches, have a bath, and then read my book. So yeah, we'll see if I decide to include this or not because, I mean, I look like a potato at the best of times without makeup. But with the whole sweaty, run, puffy face look, I don't know if the world needs to see that. I guess I'll decide. I'll decide at a later date. Anyway, I'll see you when I read next. Oh, you need this drink so bad. It is now 5:15 in the evening, and I finished my book, and I've just watched an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, I really enjoyed this book, I really did. In total, it took me 3 hours to finish this book, and I think that it's basically like a really good mixture. It's a YA book, which is a really good mixture of kind of, like I've said, romance, a bit of magic, but what I can find and what I wrote in my review is that these kind of books I can find usually quite frustrating because they don't know what kind of world they want to be in. Like, do they want to be in the real life world or do they want to be in the magic world? Pick one, because the two, like, intertwined just doesn't go in my head. I just don't get it. But this book was done so well that, or written so well, that it kind of did gel with me. Like, I quite liked it. the mixture of kind of magic with real life, but I guess it was because the characters were like, hey, this can't be true, like this can't be working, this is, you know, madness. And I think I kind of appreciated that rather than it being like, oh my god, yeah, magic is so totally real. You know, that was the worst American accent ever. But you guys know what I'm on about. So yeah, I really did enjoy that. I gave it 5 stars. I have written a review, so I will read that out to you. This is an unusual story of school years, romance and magic, but somehow it blends together into an entertaining and heartwarming novel. Firstly, can I comment that the cover is one of the cutest I've seen in a while. Totally judging a book by its cover, I knew I'd love this read before picking it up. This book sat precariously on the edge of real life and an alternate life where magic exists. We're talking actual spells. This is the kind of novel that doesn't usually sit right with me because it doesn't know what world it wants to live in, but somehow Angie Barrett managed to smash it. Maybe she's got a little magic up her own sleeve. This is a perfect YA read that steps just a little outside the normal realms and into something brilliant. So yeah, that's kind of my summing up of what I thought of that. 5 stars. I definitely recommend reading if you enjoy YA, kind of American high school, that kind of stuff. If you enjoy that, mind you, that's not, I don't read that very often, and I still really enjoyed this book. So I don't know what I could say is kind of parallel to this as to what you might enjoy, what you might have enjoyed to mean that you would enjoy that. It's a little, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let me think. I honestly can't think of a parallel kind of book that would be, if you like this, then you're going to like this. I honestly can't. It stands on its own 2 feet very much, and I very much did enjoy it. So recommend that one. 5 stars from me. I guess I'll post that review actually on my Instagram feed closer to its publication date, which I will do for the uncoupling as well. Oh, sorry. Uncoupling, because they're not out yet, it's better for the publishers and everything if I post them when they actually get published. So when you can actually buy the books. I mean, you can probably pre-order this, but let me have a little search for it on the big baddie that is Amazon. Okay, so the paperback version is out and the Kindle edition is not out until the 1st of February. So that would make sense why I thought it was coming out at the beginning of February. So yeah, super cool, super cute. Reading age, it suggests 14 to 18, but like I've said, you don't just have to read YA books if you're a teenager. You can read other things too. My television is gone to screensaver mode and it's doing all kind of light things here. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to watch a little bit more, watch one more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's got dark outside now, so, you know, #scared. But got the door shut, so it's a-okay. The last one I just watched was quite good, but a little bit creepy. So I'll watch another one. I'm on episode 13 of season 1, and there's like, I think 22 episodes per season, and then like 7 seasons. So I mean, I've got a lot to watch. I'm just looking forward to the Tahiti one, which actually is after the one that I'm about to watch. So I'm about to watch one called Tracks, and then the next one is Tahiti, which that things relating to that is what creeped me out last night. So maybe I shouldn't watch that one tonight. I should start on my next book. I don't know yet what I'm going to pick up, so we'll see. Currently at an undecided point. I think now I'll do a paperback because apart from, I've got on my NetGalley books, I've got 2 which came out years ago, so that I'm not too like pressured about when I read those. One that came out at the beginning of January, and then other than that, I'm pretty much up to date until March, I think. I'm read my releases. So I should read the January one. I might save that till like next week with a little bit less pressure. But yeah, day 5 and we're not doing too bad. Maybe start another book. We'll see. I kind of want to do filming on Saturday. That's why I want to get ahead. So I don't want to spend the day on Saturday reading. And at this point in time, I don't know how I'm going to work around that. But I do definitely want to get some filming done on Saturday. So I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going so far. I think I'm doing well, but I think in order for me to not read that much on Saturday, which will be day 7, by the way. Oh, you guys don't know because I haven't been telling you the days. Saturday is day 7. So in order for me to not read a lot on day 7, I'm gonna need to read quite a lot tomorrow. So it's currently Thursday. See, I'm saying these days and you guys have got no idea what concept of what day I'm on. It's actually currently, so it's day 5. Day 7 is obviously 2 days away. I don't know why I did that, that's weird. 2 days away. So I'm going to have to get ahead in order to not read a lot on day 7. So I do need to start a book tonight, really. If I could have like half a book left to read on Saturday, then that would be ace. But I think at the moment I'm going to actually achieve my 7 books in 7 days. And then I'll just not read for like a whole week. Just get me back to like being a normal human being. Well, I guess that would be beneficial. Day 6, and she's still not wearing makeup. Don't really see anyone, so I don't have a need to. Now, last night I started In Case You Missed It by Lindsay Kelk. This is a little bit chunky for this challenge, I'll be completely honest. We're around, I think it's like 400 pages. Yeah. It's actually a 400-page book. So that's a little bit long. It's a bit chunky for kind of what I'm trying to achieve in this 7 days. But I wanted to read it. I kind of was struggling to find books that were around like the 300, 350 page mark. So extra, 50, 100 pages it is in this one. So as you can see, I'm doing fairly well. I think that's like 40% or something like that. So I'm at page 166, which Goodreads tells me is 39%. So not doing too bad. Like I said yesterday, I want to finish this one like a little bit earlier and then start book 7 to get a good start on it, a good jump in the right direction. I don't know. Oh, too much reading and my brain has completely gone down the pan. So this morning I did do a little bit of reading. I did like 50 minutes last night, and then how many minutes this morning? 40. I did 40 minutes this morning, and then I've got up. I've cleaned the whole flat, so I've been on a cleaning mission. I'm going to work out at some point today, so I've got my exercise clothes on. I already look like I've been working out because of the shine on this skin. That's supposed to mean that you're like healthy, right? I hope I'm healthy. I try to be healthy. So yeah, I've cleaned the flat. I'm going to sit down and do, I don't know, half an hour, an hour. I feel like I need to do an hour to like make a good break on this. And then maybe I'll work out, and then maybe I'll read some more. At some point today I need to do 10,000 steps. And I think I'm on like 2,000. 2,200. You'd think that cleaning the flat would be more than that. Like when you're doing it, you're like, this is like really hard work. But it doesn't always work out that way. There is a gap, by the way, right here, because I had a new book delivered in the post today, and I need to stop buying books from Amazon. I know that they're the big baddie, and they literally only care about getting your money because they put everything in cardboard, which is kind of good for the environment, but not so good when it rains, and I live in Wales, so it's always raining. So I'll show you guys. So the book is currently under a stack of Promised Land by Barack Obama, all of my Pride and Prejudice books, all of my Jane Austen books, sorry, Midnight Sun, and Breaking Dawn. And I think it's a completely pointless exercise, to be quite honest. Well, mind you, that's quite heavy for me to lift. But this is the book that I got in the post. I don't know if you can get it from other bookshops and everything, but my mum bought it for me from Amazon. She was like, tell me a book you want and I'll pay for it. I was like, thanks, Mum. So I picked this one here, which is Remember Who You Are by Beth Cooper. I think it's about like an adventure in Disney World kind of thing, finding who you are, blah, blah. But all I care about is the fact that it's set in Disney World because I love Disney. So yeah, but it did get a bit damp. And it's not too bad, but we're a bit... I don't know if you can see, it's a bit on the crinkly level. I really think that I look like I'm being a bit over the top right now because you can't see any crinkles in that. But that's probably because I've put it under my stack of books. So I'm going to put it back under there just for the day. And hopefully that will help, because the package was very damp when it arrived. Therefore, the book was a little bit damp. So Amazon, yeah, you're going in the bin at some point, Amazon. Just the whole company. I'm like, no. Very convenient, but do they care? No. If you try and actually make a complaint, you can't make a complaint. The only option is to return it. I've had this problem before with Amazon, of sending things not packaged very well and stuff like that. And they don't actually care. As long as they get your money, they literally don't care. And if you've got a problem, they don't want to talk to you about it. Just return it, hun. Just send it back. That's what they say. Anyway, yeah, the little rant over. I will read some more of In Case You Missed It now. I really do look like an egghead. Wow. I am now on page 349 of In Case You Missed It. So I've only got 60 pages left to go. 60 pages, I think. 50 pages. 50 pages. Wow, my brain. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely not the best Lindsay Kelk book that I've ever read, like not my favourite. A little bit cringy in places, but it's kind of, there are some nice laughs along the way, some things that make you proper like lol. Basically it is about this woman who has this big friendship group and everything, and she moves away to America for 3 years for a job where she works on like a radio show, and she has this really famous, actually like a book related like thing that she does on this radio show. Basically she comes back from America, I think it was in DC, Washington, and essentially she sends out a text on a new number that she's got, like to all the numbers that the phone shop has downloaded from the cloud, being like, I'm back from America. And the text basically says, I'm back from America, you know, we should meet up soon, blah, blah. And she sends it to every single person in her contacts. And this guy who she kind of left when she moved to America, he gets it, even though she deleted his number, but it was on the cloud. So it got re-downloaded back to her phone. He received the message, so did loads of other random people, and he was like, hello stranger, and she'd spent like 3 years essentially trying to get over him. He is a bit of a, she really wasn't trying to get over him, I think she was really trying to get over the way that he treated her. He is not a good egg, but you know, emotionally manipulative. So we don't like him. Basically they start dating again, and obviously she's back in touch with her friendship group and everything, and it's just not the same as it was 3 years before. So that's basically kind of the rough story. Obviously I've still got 50 pages to go. There are other things that go on as well, work related and stuff like that. I don't really, obviously I've not finished it, but at this point I'm not kind of seeing where the story is or where it's going. Like I don't really feel like there's a lot of story. It feels kind of like the background to something else that's going on. So yeah, not necessarily the best story in the world at the moment. It feels like there's not a lot happening. I mean, I just told you those things, but that doesn't really feel like a great story. I don't know. I usually love Lindsay's books, but this just doesn't feel like the most exciting one in the world. Maybe it feels a little bit simple. I'm not sure. But like I say, there are some laughs and stuff in it. So yeah, 50 pages to go. I'm going to do some exercise now and then come back to it. It is currently 2:45, so we're not doing too bad for time today. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't want to exercise, but I'm gonna. Come on. I have done some skipping and done some just dance. So I've done over an hour of exercise, which is why I look like this. And I've just finished In Case You Missed It by Lindsay Kelk. Now, this took me 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I think in total, I did just work it out, but I have the memory of Dory, literally I have the memory of a goldfish. Dory's not a goldfish, though. She's a blue tang, but never mind. I think I'm up to 17 hours and 20 minutes of reading this week. Lol, when I thought it was going to be like the amount of reading that is a full-time job. It currently, well, not felt because I'm still doing it. It feels like a full-time job, but it's just for a week. So this, I'm giving 3 stars. Definitely not my fave. Lindsay Kelk book. A little bit disappointed because I was so excited about it. I've seen it everywhere, and I just thought like its cover was kind of simple and cute, so it was kind of sad. But I think the trouble is that you read, as a Lindsay Kelk fan, you read them because you love the I Heart series, which is the reason I got into her books, and they're just not the same. Like, the independent ones just aren't the same. I just felt like this one didn't really have a lot of pizzazz, word of the day, a lot of pizzazz in it. It just felt a bit flat, a bit dull, didn't really have a lot going on. The story was just kind of like, like, there was one peak at the end, but there needs to be a bit more drama or something. I don't know, just a little bit more. Like, I totally respect Lindsay's writing. It's written and paced absolutely fine, but I think it's just the story itself is just a bit meh. That's my review. The story is a bit meh. So I have done my Goodreads review and I will read that out to you. By the way, it's already 5 o'clock, so I've got a little bit behind again. Well, I'm not behind, but I'm not doing very well on starting my 7th book, am I? My review is as follows. And it's loading. Totally respect Lindsay Kelk as a writer, but this wasn't my favourite of hers. I think the problem lies in falling in love with the I Heart series and then expecting everything else to live up to it. This was well written and paced, but I didn't feel like there was much of a storyline. Apart from the end, there wasn't much of a peak or much drama. Put simply, it felt flat. If you're a Lindsay Kelk fan, it's worth the read. Tick it off your list, but I won't be picking it up a second time. So that concludes book 6. We have one more to go. Ladies and gents, one more to go until I have finished 7 books in 7 days. Do I look like a shell of a person compared to when I started? Because this has been hard. 7 books in 7 days is a lot. I don't know these people who like have already read like 30 books this month. I just don't get it. I mean, at this point that I'm filming this is January at present, but by the time you see this, it'll be February. But I just don't understand these people who can read like a book every day. I mean, to be quite honest, those people, they're not all reading books like this. Some of them are like middle grade and kids books and everything that are a lot smaller and easier to go through, or some short stories in there. And I've not picked particularly small books, but I've done well, I think. I will get a head start on tomorrow's book at some point this evening. I think I'm gonna pick up Ice Creams at Emerald Cove on my Kindle app, which is Holly Martin's new book. It isn't out in Kindle version yet, but it is out in paperback at the moment. We all know Holly Martin is like my favourite at the moment, and she sent me a copy via like Kindle, an electronic copy, so that I could read it and post a review on Amazon. And obviously, because I love her, I'll post a review on Instagram and stuff as well. So yeah, that's super exciting. I've been kind of like saving it, but I don't know what I'm saving it for. I need to read it by the end of February, and I don't know what I'm saving it for, but I just kind of don't want it to be over. I don't want to start it, because then once I've started it, I'll have to finish it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I've been looking forward to it, and I want to read it. I'm super excited to read it, but once I read it, I can't read it for the first time again. This is the crazy inner workings of Bookworm. So I might start that, because if I'm gonna like put it over the 2 days, then I won't feel like I'm rushing it. I didn't want to do it this week, because I didn't want to feel like I was rushing it. Like, there are books that I specifically haven't picked up this week because I didn't want to feel like I wasn't getting the most out of them. But I think because I'm doing it over the 2 days and I can be a bit more relaxed with my reading, then I might pick that one up, or you know, the version of picking up my iPad in order to read the book. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna post an Instagram picture now, catch up with all of that, and then maybe edit or start editing a video, potentially this one, I don't know. I feel like I said to you guys that I needed to do some editing, and I have done one video edit since I've been starting filming this video. So I've edited one video in the past week, and I've got like 6 to edit, so fantastic. Great booktuber over here, yep. So yeah, I will Instagram, potentially do a bit of video editing, and then start Ice Creams at Emerald Cove, potentially. I've done it. I've read 7 books in 7 days. Ah! This is amazing. Well done me. You know, where's my crown? I can't see anything that resembles a crown in here apart from Minnie Mouse ears, which, I mean, I think Minnie's a queen, so that could count. But yes, today I have read Ice Creams at Emerald Cove by Holly Martin, and that was, I actually got sent that one in exchange for an open and honest review on Amazon, and I will be posting a review about that one elsewhere. Totally loved it. I thought it was amazing. Obviously, we all know I love Holly's books. They're so sweet and they're so well written. I love Holly. So every time I read one of her books, I'm like, this can't be as good as the one that I read before. And it is every time. I get proved wrong. Every time. So that's good, I think. She always proves me wrong. I always think that it can't get any better than this. And it does. It does. So this one was really good. It was essentially about Skye and Jessie, and they've got kind of like a slow burning romance. They're going kind of from a friends with benefits kind of situation, you lucky gal, and it is a romance book. Yeah, I think there aren't any other aspects of it really. It is literally romance. It's got a lovely ending, and I really just want it to keep going so that I could keep reading about them. I wanted to know more. I wanted to see more about them together. So I did give it 5 stars, obviously, and I will read you my review. Are you ready? Each time I read a Holly Martin book, I think to myself, there must be at least one of her books I don't enjoy. Maybe this is the one. But every single time I'm proved wrong, and every book surpasses the rest. This is a mesmerising story of hope and love between Skye and Jessie. A long, burning love that neither of them exposes to the other, and so they exist on the edge of will they, won't they. While reading this, I had a few chuckles, a few gasps, and a few wide-eyed expressions, and I can tell you for sure that your experience will be just the same. Pick up Ice Creams at Emerald Cove and you'll fall in love yourself. Now who's up for ice cream? So that's my review. And actually the last book that I will end up reading this month. If you want to see kind of a roundup of everything that I've read in the month of January, I've got a January wrap-up video that I posted on the last day of January. So yeah, I'm super kind of happy that I managed to read 7 books in 7 days. I'm now 6 books ahead of schedule on my Goodreads, which is, it's a madness. But I never thought I'd say this, but I need a day off reading. I just want to do something apart from read. Although there is nothing else to do, I need to do something else but read. Any more hobbies? That's a lie. I have so many hobbies. I can sew. I'm learning to knit. I go running. I go to the gym when it's open. I read. I'm Marvel. I love Disney. There's a lot that I could be doing, but January's the lazy month, so I've been reading. So I actually totaled 14 books read this month, so that's really good. And I think there's 7 books in 7 days really helped that. It did feel a little bit like a lot of pressure. And I did actually find, I don't know whether it's because I've been concentrating on reading so much. Last night my eye was doing that, the twitchy thing where your eye like does the little jumps and it really annoys you. Because it's tired, essentially. my eye was doing that last night because I think I've been reading too much and looking at too many screens. So I do definitely need a break from reading, which is a madness, but I can't help it. 7 books in 7 days is an awful lot. Now I haven't updated you on my timing. So Ice Creams at Emerald Cove took me 2 hours and 45 minutes to read, which totals for all 7 books 20 hours 25 minutes for the whole week, which from some aspects sounds like a lot, and from some it doesn't sound like a lot. It felt a lot longer than 20 hours, I'll be honest. I think it certainly helped being able to switch between paperbacks and what do you call them, Kindle books. I think that kind of helped, but by the end I was, even though like I was really enjoying like my last book, I just didn't want to read. I was getting itchy to do other things, which I have mentioned at some point in either the first vlog or this vlog. I don't know anymore when's what, I don't know. But yeah, I'm super proud of myself that I did it. I'm glad that I'm a little bit ahead now, so that when I am busy and, you know, things are back on track and everything, I can just kind of take a chill pill and not stress about keeping on top of my Goodreads goal, because I have got ahead. So I guess thanks to BooksNest for, you know, reading 7 books in 7 days in a reading vlog and inspiring me to set myself the challenge, because who knew that I could read so much? It's been a lot of pages. I've done a lot of reading, and I was gonna count out all the pages that I'd read for you guys, tell you how many pages I've read in the last 7 days, but I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm exhausted from reading. Who knew that reading was so tiring? I think it's because I've said before, you don't get up and, you know, do much activity. I mean, today I've started to edit the first vlog from this and finish that book, and it's 4:10 and I've walked 1,200 steps, which is amazing because not that long ago I'd only done 300. So my 10,000 steps that I do every day is long gone out the window. Now that's a goner, to be quite honest with you. But you know, we got to sacrifice things for the book cause. That's what I say. I don't think that's what anyone says, but I'm saying it. So I guess that should be the end of this vlog now, because I've done enough talking and boring you all to sleep. But please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and see if you can set yourself a reading challenge. It's quite nice, it's quite motivating. You might not like reading by the end of it. No, I'm joking, I still like reading, I just need a break. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, happy reading, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!